Hello and welcome to Quirky Cat Crafts. This is Sherry. Okay, you guys, final reveal on the Thanksgiving gnome mosaic for the holiday set that I'm working on. I do want to say that once I have all 10 done, I'm going to do like a final reveal of all 10, but they won't be as in-depth where I go over the mosaic. So just to let you all know that. Okay, so the buttons are like the gourd, pumpkin, the corn, and the gnome, which is an orange gnome. And then this is something that I just noticed and it's bugging me and there's nothing I can do about it now. But that the gnomes are both on the same side. I think originally she started out over here. And then when I added in this leaf tile, I moved her over and just wasn't, normally I would have moved him over here and moved the corn over here and kind of shuffled things around, but I didn't catch it and it's too late now. Okay, so the buttons. And then I also have 3 metal brads that are leaves. So there's like a copper, like a bronze, a copper, and a gold. And they're on, I think that's Sculpey 3 camouflage green, and they were already in my stash. The white stamped tiles, I know I said I was going to use the scarecrow, but I changed my mind and decided to go with the girl because I think she's pretty. And I like the fact that she's got a sunflower on her hat because I'm in Kansas. So, and then the sign just says Happy Thanksgiving. And then the gnome house is a pumpkin. I'm a little about the brightness of this orange. I kind of want to go back over it with a darker orange, but I'm afraid of messing it up at this point. And since the paper that I used as the background for the 2 stickers ended up being a lot more orange than what I thought it was going to be, I think it's okay. So, so there's the 2 stickers. Okay. And then I added in a turkey and like a cornucopia over here for a couple of more little white tiles. And those were already in my stash and done. Okay. I've got 2 of these orange glitter tiles, one here and one here. And then the glass, stained glass, I've got 3. I've got one here, here, and here. Kind of close together, but again, things got shuffled. I think this one started out down here and somehow he moved up to there. And this is why I tend to not glue right away and come back to it, because then I probably would have caught that. This is the brown, the mocha pearl clay that we did the stamping on. And so there's one here and one here. Let me, my desk is a mess, you guys, especially if you watched my previous video about the welcome mosaic. It's kind of a mess. So let me grab some of these that we did to show you how they came out. So like, I know I'm not in the shot. Give me a second, you guys. So, so like this was the green, and this was the gold ink, which I didn't use on here because it's more of a copper bronze kind of theme. So I felt it like it just didn't quite go. And this would have worked with the copper, but these 2 pieces fit perfectly, so that's what I went with. So that's the mocha pearl. And that's what it looks like after baking. Okay. Train of thought derailed. Hang on, it'll come back. Oh, and there's also a little acorn in here too. I forgot to point that out. Okay. Then we've got the Happy Thanksgiving. I thought about coloring in the leaves with like alcohol inks. And I might still, but I don't know. Again, I'm afraid of messing it up. So, normally what I would have done in the past probably is colored them with mica powders like this before I baked it. But this was also already in my stash. So, okay. I've got some of these gold Harlequin pattern, and they're just rubbed with white mica powder. So I have 3 of those. I have 2 of these brown, kind of leafing, cornstalky looking. And they're on like a very dark brown clay. And then rubbed with, I believe that's copper or bronze. And they were in my stash already. And I had just 2 of them, so it worked out well. Okay. Then I also added in some of this, which is the, I know I'm probably saying it wrong, the Alzerian crimson, the crimson color. So it's kind of a maroonish red color, I guess. And so I have a piece here, 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 and then a little piece here. And this was not intentional, but I noticed that it kind of mimics the pattern on the corn, on the button. So that wasn't planned, but it's a happy accident on these pieces. And again, those were also already in my stash. And it was just a square grid texture, and then I rubbed it with gold mica powders. Okay. This, like I said, was already in my stash with the leaves, and then I have an acorn here and an acorn up here. I was actually digging for, I knew I had stamps similar to this, tiles already made, that were sunflowers, but they weren't on this same color of clay. They were on a, I want to say it was antique gold, which is kind of almost a greenish gold color. And that was all I had stamped on that clay color was sunflowers. So I would have had 2 sunflowers, and I actually did try them. I had them where these gold pieces are, but they just stuck out. It didn't look right. So I removed the sunflowers, and I just went with the 2 acorns that match this. Okay. And then the leafing is that leaf and acorn texture. I think it's copper leafing. So I have here, 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 and here. This piece of leafing and this piece of leafing and this piece of leafing. I don't generally go that big with leafing. I usually use it sparingly in like a strip kind of layout, or, you know, like a little small square. But this was kind of becoming a very busy mosaic, and I felt like that anchored it, I guess, for lack of a better term. And so that's what I went with. And then I filled in the gaps with like a copper ball chain. There's a piece here, and a piece here, and a piece here, and then there's 2 little pieces there. This piece in particular, as you can see, it went crooked. So I put the glue in, I put the chain in, I nudged it around with my little pointer and got it how I wanted it. And then I picked up the mosaic to look at it to make sure that everything was straight and that everything was copacetic, and then put it back down. And I didn't see that the ball chain had shifted. So now it's crooked. But there is absolutely nothing I can do about it at this point. It is glued down. The glue is completely dry. If I'd have caught it sooner, I might have been able to pry it back up and redo it. But again, nothing I can do about it now. And people that, and I'm got a little strip here that actually I might pop this red one. No, I couldn't because of the corner of this one. I might come back and do another strip of chain there, because I've noticed that's a pretty big gap. And I might not. I don't know. I'll have to think on it and see how I feel about it later. But anyway, so this is the gnome Thanksgiving mosaic. Not perfect, but I think it's cute. And hopefully the recipient of this gnome set, whoever that may be, enjoys it as well. All right, you guys. So if you watched the previous video I just posted, it's about the welcome mosaic. And then I'm also probably going to work on the birthday one this weekend before I move on to the rest of the holidays. So, but yeah, so last weekend I got 2 completely done and a 3rd one mostly laid out. So I'd say it was a pretty productive, crafty weekend. All right. Okay, you guys, so that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching.